This severe downturn in the freight industry should absolutely give you confidence of where the markets are heading, where the economy is heading. This is an excellent indicator of what is to come. In the last year and a half, we have seen massive revisions as far as company numbers, the stock market, economists. They come out and they say one thing, and then a few months later, they revise it to something else. Only for that revision, the truth that come out is only pushed down and suppressed by the current news of where the economy is today. We see these revisions getting dropped lower and lower, and it paints a picture of where this cycle is going. Now, markets don't just go up and then trickle off and then go up a little bit. They usually we're talking about the big cycles where you pull yourself back and look at the big picture. They have big ups and big swings down. They usually last between 7 and 10 years, and large cycles happen every 50 and 100 years. We're in a 100-year cycle. This story shows you where housing is going, and I will explain it in a little bit, but this is the big information. Now, I believe there are some head fakes coming in 2024. Being that it is an election year, I believe that you're going to be lied to on a scale that you wouldn't even believe. Similar to what just happened with the cost price index going down unexpectedly because they said that your insurance costs dropped over 30% in the month of October. I know it's a lie, you know it's a lie, but you have to be prepared for these lies so you can gauge what to do with your money to build generational wealth. So here's the story out of FreightWaves. If you're in the freight or trucking industry, let us know down below what is going on and if you agree with what I'm saying. Layoffs and bankruptcies pile up in logistics amid shocking downturn. I want to remind you before I read this is how Warren Buffett and Berkshire Hathaway made a killing, absolute killing in 2008. While they had previously went to cash like they have now, they did it again. They are at record high cash holdings right now. They're selling off their stocks. They're getting ready for something big this next year and into 2025, and they're going to be doing it again. They bought tons of logistics companies, stocks, railroad stocks, things like that because of this downturn. This is one of the first indicators of an economic crash. Okay, this is important. And if you want to make generational wealth in real estate, you have to learn these cycles. That's all I teach. Really, it comes down to the fundamentals of cycles and psychological events that affect home buyers and home sellers. And I am setting myself up and as many people as I can for success during this next wave. It says here, since launching in 2017, FreightWaves, the team of award-winning reporters, has covered the good and the bad news and events in the transportation and logistics industries. In those years, the freight transportation market has enjoyed prosperous times and periods of pain and misery. The freight market undergoes boom and bust cycles like all commoditized industries. FreightWaves Sonar correctly predicted the start of a drop in the freight market in March of 2022. Since then, and let me stop right there. This is not rocket science. I'm not saying diminishing what FreightWaves has done, but it's very easy. They're probably watching the Ninja channel. Let me know, FreightWaves. When in March of 22, the Fed started to raise rates, and I was warning people in December of 21 to refinance your house now. This is not a joke what they're about to do with rates. And now we look back on a Federal Reserve rate chart and you could see it is boom, straight up. We have never seen in the history of the Fed a rate rise like we have just witnessed. And there are about to be some aftershocks. And next year, 24, I believe there could be a drop in rates. I know it sounds crazy because they want to fake you out. And then there's going to be another moonshot. And that is going to confuse a lot of real estate investors. All right. But again, they said here in FreightWaves, since then, the overcapacity spurred by the pandemic has caused freight hauling rates to drop to 2019 levels. That's actually not correct. The reason why they're dropping to 2019 levels is because consumption is slowing rapidly. That's why. Overcapacity has pretty much been nulled out. I have seen the excess inventories, the extra warehouses that were purchased, they're dropping. People are still spending, and what's happening is, and I'll give you an example of what's happening right now, like Home Depot, Walmart, Target, all these big box stores, Lowe's, they've already got those stores stacked to the brim with Christmas stuff. There's a point where you have to realize how quick the consumer is slowing down. And the last CPI numbers, part of the reason why it dropped was because significant spending dropped in furniture, electronics, and other goods that people don't need. But then you look at the flip side and you go, well, why is that? It's because that month was the month that students or ex-students had to start paying back student loans for the first time in I don't remember how long. And the average payment on those student loans is over $400 a month. So that would significantly drop the average household's ability to go out and buy electronics, furniture, and other crap they don't need. And that's why we saw a drop. It's actually quite easy to see this. Type 1 if you agree. It's super easy to see this. But the thing is that most people don't see it. Most people are headline readers. They watch mainstream media. They're busy, with their weekend sports. They're not paying attention to this. They're not grinding like you are to get out of debt and get ready for this crash and to absolutely crush it. And I'm not even, this is going to be the first time in history that people have organized together, or let's say online, and they're like, dude, we're going to kill it. We're going to crush it. We're going to absolutely dominate this market crash. I'm not going to sit around and let BlackRock get any bigger. They're going to have competition, and it's human beings that are going to be their competition. Not stock trading algos, not bots, not iBuyers. It's going to be you and I. And that's why we're here. We're here to go and use a planned event to absolutely dominate it and make money. So again, we're talking about, if you just jumped on this freight industry, and this recession, severe freight recession that's going on, is absolute proof that the economy is cratering. Okay, and the Fed's not going to be able. They'll be able to head fake and lower rates a little bit and scare. They'll scare people that have been preparing and go, wait a minute, I didn't expect this. That means the economy's doing well if the rates are going down. No, that's actually the opposite. If they lower rates, it's actually because things are going really bad. And what they're going to do is they're going to fake out a bunch of would-be speculators or investors, and they're going to dive into the real estate market, and they're going to dive into stocks, and you're going to see those things pop. And then it'll give this euphoria. It'll give this, oh my gosh, everything's good. We're getting rich again. And then the bottom's going to drop out on them. So check this out. It says here, however, the impact has gone beyond U.S. trucking fleets and freight brokerages. The problems are not confined to the United States or just trucking. Ocean carriers, railroads, air cargo carriers, and freight forwarders around the world have been impacted as well. No one at FreightWaves enjoys reporting bad news. One of my followers on X recently commented, everything you post or repost talk about is doom or gloom. That is just the truth. There are a lot of people out there that they don't want to hear this, and they're the ones that you're going to buy their house from the bank, okay? Let's just do this. I'm going to buy your house. Hashtag, I'm going to buy your house. These people aren't bright. They're the reason why everything fell apart in 2008, because they weren't waking up enough. They were too busy going to their sports games and doing whatever. And, oh, you guys are doom and gloom. Mortgage-backed securities are fine. Most people didn't even know what those are. Anyway, sorry, I digress. Says here, they entitle this part, the severe recession in the freight market. After the market began to prove FreightWave Sonar's downturn prediction, some analysts and industry experts said the freight slowdown was a recession to the mean. Unfortunately, it is not. It never is. It always overshoots. We are in one of the worst downturns in the freight market history, caused by a massive buildup of capacity, and it's going to take time to burn it all off. Simply put, the freight market is experiencing a severe recession. FreightWaves has an obligation to report the news. Since early 2022, many companies have gone out of business or severely cut back by letting employees go. Some of those companies were household names in the industry, such as Yellow Corp and Convoy. Many others were much smaller, not known perhaps beyond their headquarters location. Nonetheless, the bankruptcies, closures, and layoffs have piled up, and the financial and human losses have taken its toll. So let's talk about bankruptcies and shutdowns. November 6, a court-ordered liquidation of Twin Express, a Minnesota trucking company with 76 employees. The 35-year-old company defaulted on a $19 million loan. On October 23rd, this is just to give you a snapshot of what's going on in the industry. It's bad. October 23rd, after its founder embezzled $25 million to purchase a G550 jet and a $5 million mansion in Texas, Goldman Sachs backed Slink wound down operations in hopes to sell its proprietary technology. Sweet. I wonder if they're going to sell that jet. October 22, Fort Worth-based SEL Supply Chain Solutions shut down. Closure of the freight brokerage that at one time had $65 million in revenue left 125 employees at work. You know, there used to be a freight broker that I used to work with and try to help out a lot. And he just went nutball and, you know, said that I was all doom and gloom and the economy's not as bad. He's out of work. I think he's chasing Bigfoot right now. I'm not even joking. You can't make this stuff up. And it's a real thing. This is something that is easy to identify. October 19th, a third-generation family-owned trucking company and brokerage, Certified Freight Logistics, ceased operations after 95 years as FreightWaves reported. Layoffs impacted 157 workers, including 101 line haul and local truckers. The wind down of the Santa Maria, California-based company was expected to be completed by the 18th of November. Is that today? Yeah, it's today. October 12th, Meadowlark Transport, a 40-year-old Montana trucking company and freight brokerage that previously generated $200 million in revenue, shuttered operations. September 29th, this is just the last couple of months. Grand Rapids, Michigan-based Titan Transportation abruptly ceased operations. September 25th, the 85-year-old Indiana-based trucking company and logistics company and its affiliates filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. Dude, it just keeps going on and on and on. I mean, we're talking like 4 to 5 per month in the last 6 months. We're talking massive trucking companies. This is the obvious proof of where the economy is going. And I believe there's a head fake coming in 2024, and you need to be ready for it. And a lot of people are going to say, the ninja had it wrong, the Fed's lowering rates, and what's going to happen is, remember, rates only go low for really, truthfully, one reason. Things are bad. But next year, they're going to, I believe they're going to lower once or twice, and they're going to say it's because things are good. That's actually not true. But what it will do is it will cause a pop in refinances and homes. It will cause a pop in prices. It will, because a little small pool of dumb people are racing in there. And then it's going to cause a pop in equities, the stock market, because rampant speculation will start again. And it is going to give a very serious, severe, false sense of security in the markets. The reason why I'm recording this now, because you're not going to see me talk about it a lot more going into the future, is because I only care that the right people hear it, and the right people will hear it and see it. And when I'm talking about it then, when it's going on, I'll say this is a head fake, and people think I'm nuts. But then you'll find out. This is very serious times, and you have to be very leery when you put your money into something. None of this obviously is financial advice, except for this part is advice. Be very cautious with your money. No one's going to care about your money more than you. That's why, like, down below, there's people just wanting to rip you off in the comment section. Just go look down below. You'll see bots all over trying to pretend they're me, saying that I'm going to invest your money. That's never going to happen. But like, the point being is that there's always a thief out there trying to steal from you, to destroy you. And you have to be on guard. And what's coming into this next move, I'm telling you, it's going to be very interesting. And you've got to be on guard. Get ready for the greatest opportunities of your life. That's what I've been trying to prepare people for. I hope you have a great day. The Real Estate, and thank you to everyone that hits the subscribe button. I really appreciate you. The Economic Ninja and the Real Estate Ninja are out.